cop as Police Superintendent David Brown prepares to leave the job tomorrow.
Debate at Chicago City Hall about who should be responsible for clearing sidewalks of snow.
Plus, honoring a calm and courageous 9-year-old girl from Aurora who called 911 to help save her mom's life. She'll join us live in this hour as we welcome you on this Wednesday morning.
Live from Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
Hey everybody, good morning. I'm Terrell Brown.
And I'm Val Warner. Good to be with you this morning. Let's take a look outside and see what you're in store for the rest of the day. Looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does.
A little chilly right now. Trace, will these temperatures climb any?
Oh, they will. In fact, we'll double the number that we have right now probably and get our temperatures this afternoon up around 50 degrees. It's going to be a breezy and mild afternoon. Well, right now, just a few high clouds kind of strolling in. Currently, as you look at these temperatures, though, yeah, it's 25 in Cicero, 21 in Gary, 21 right now in Maryville, 25 degrees out at O'Hare. So like I said, we will double the current temperature and get those numbers up around 50. But right now, we still have to contend with wind chills that are back in the teens. So it is a cold start to our day, a day where we will see those temperatures rise. Sun is rising just about as we speak. So should be a nice sunrise out there. What's out there for you on the roads, Roz?
Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We are still heading toward some possible fire activity in Franklin Park. We've got delays on Manheim, just north of Fullerton. So once Chopper 7 gets on site, we'll let you know what's happening there. But I can tell you for sure what's happening on the expressways. We've got a lot of congestion, 40 to 50 minutes. That's going to be the average travel times between the tri-state and downtown. We've also had a couple of crashes up in Lake County. This one's in Beach Park at 33rd, just west of Lewis. And then we've got a crash in Antioch that is causing some delays on Route 173, just a little bit west of Savage Road. We'll have another look for you in about 10 minutes or so. Val and Terrell.
Alrighty, Russ, thank you. Want to get to this, our top story this hour. David Brown's time as Chicago Police Superintendent comes to an end tomorrow.
And this morning, the search for a new top cop is ramping up. Diane Pathu is live at City Hall with more on what's happening today in that search. Diane.
Police Superintendent David Brown is leaving tomorrow, and this morning a group dedicated to helping search for his replacement will actually begin their process. This morning, the Community Commission for Public Safety and Accountability will discuss a nationwide search for the next superintendent. The commission will give criteria and timeline of the search, then take a short list of recommendations to the new mayor for a final decision. The group is made up of 7 members, including community organizers, the pastor, and attorney, all chosen by outgoing Mayor Lightfoot. According to the Chicago Tribune, the search will also include some community input. The group has 120 days to present its choices to the next mayor. In the meantime, First Deputy Eric Carter will serve as the interim superintendent after David Brown leaves until the new mayor is sworn in and that final decision is made. Back to you.
Alrighty, Diane Pathu, thank you. This was breaking overnight. A 16-year-old boy was shot in the chest. It happened after a fight inside of his home on Chicago's far south side. Police say the teen knows the person who shot him last night. Happened on 94th and Harvard in Princeton Park. The teen is critically hurt right now. Officers have the suspect in custody but have not found the gun. 2 more teens were shot overnight, this time in East Chatham. Chicago police say a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old. These are boys standing on a sidewalk on South Vernon Avenue when someone opened fire. The suspect was in a Chevy SUV. Both teens are expected to recover. No one is in custody. Public safety in Chicago was the focus of the latest mayoral forum held at UIC. Paul Vallis and Brandon Johnson are at odds over how to best utilize police across the city. ABC 7's Eric Hong has some of the top moments from that forum.
The 2 candidates both agree officers are overburdened and far too often are responding to calls that should go to mental health professionals. But on other issues of public safety, they offered dramatically different ideas.
At the UIC Forum, Brandon Johnson and Paul Vallis addressing a large crowd that included crime victims and violence prevention advocates.
We've lost 1,000 police officers in the last 2 years. In an average year, we would lose 335 police officers. The right leadership, the right strategy, the right approach will slow the exodus.
Vallis said he would put more cops on CTA platforms and trains, establish a witness protection program, and assign more officers to beats, a strategy of community policing that Johnson characterized in this way.
Why are we describing policing as a community effort only in black and brown communities? How about you just love people enough and be prepared and willing to do your job, and you don't have to have an extra sort of dynamic attached to the dynamic of policing.
Johnson said he would immediately promote 200 officers to detective, but said the answer wasn't more cops, but more investments in impoverished areas. On the question of defunding the police,
there are people who want to see the police budget defunded.
Are you one of them?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Are you one
Give me an opportunity to answer the question.
Okay.
I said it was a political goal. I never said it was mine.
Johnson endorsed at Rainbow Push and by the abortion rights group Personal PAC. Val is supported by 2 Latino elected leaders who criticized Johnson's tax plan.
To increase more cost on Chicagoans at this time is unconscionable.
Both candidates touting more endorsements to come. And 3 weeks before Election Day, both vowing to assemble the broadest coalition.
Our debate with Allison Johnson is tomorrow here at ABC 7. You can watch it live 7 p.m. on our digital channel 7.2 and on our streaming platforms. You can also watch on Friday night after Eyewitness News at 10. It'll air again on Sunday at 4 p.m.
Today, we'll find out if federal regulators will approve a major railroad merger. It could potentially add more traffic to the Milwaukee West Line in the western suburbs. City leaders along the rail line say train traffic would increase by 300% if the deal goes through. Metro opposes the merger as well.
Today, several Chicago aldermen will voice their support for a proposed ordinance requiring city crews to shovel snow from sidewalks.
Right now, that's the responsibility of homeowners. Jessica D'Onofrio joins us live from Andersonville with details on the proposal. Jess.
Val and Terrell, you know, we're expecting temperatures in the upper 40s today, possibly hitting 50. No sign of snow and no shoveling expected. But the issue is top of mind and top of the agenda for several city council members and mobility advocates who believe the city, not homeowners, should plow snow and ice covered sidewalks at taxpayers' expense. Several Chicago City Council members plan to introduce an ordinance at City Hall later this morning, directing the Department of Transportation and the Department of Streets and Sanitation to identify specific corridors to test a Chicago Plow the Sidewalks pilot program with about $750,000 set aside for the project. Property owners can be fined for not shoveling their sidewalks, and supporters of the proposal say that legal obligation is often ignored and rarely enforced. They say that means hundreds of thousands of people with mobility and vision challenges in Chicago have to stay inside for fear of falling. Now back here live, a group supporting the ordinance plans to hold a news conference at 9:15 at City Hall. Val and Terrell, back to you.
All right, Jess, thank you. The Federal Reserve is expected to consider the back-to-back failures of 2 regional banks as it prepares to make a decision about another interest rate hike. Right now, the Justice Department and SEC are in the early stages of investigations into the Silicon Valley Bank collapse. Financial regulators stepped in over the weekend to guarantee account holders at both banks are no longer locked out of their accounts. President Biden is assuring Americans that U.S. banks, not taxpayers, are covering the losses.
Money will come from the fees that banks pay into the Deposit Insurance Fund.
As for the Federal Reserve, its final decision on interest rates is due next Wednesday.
The jury is expected to be seated today in the federal corruption trial of the so-called ComEd 4. Opening statements will follow. Prosecutors say the group tried to bribe former House Speaker Michael Madigan in exchange for furthering legislation furthering and favorable of the company. Yesterday, the judge ruled that he will allow undercover federal recordings to be released to the public. The ComEd 4 include former CEO Ann Pramaggiore, former ComEd lobbyist and longtime Madigan friend Mike McLean, former ComEd executive John Hooker, and former ComEd consultant and City Club of Chicago president Jay Doherty. The trial is expected to last 2 months. The Elmwood Park District Board meets tonight to talk about safety and how the district handled a recent incident. Students have staged walkouts over the issue. They organized when a teen brought a gun to school. The students say they're concerned because they were never told about it. The school district has stepped up police presence at the school. It says it is reviewing protocols and training. Tonight's meeting is at the high school at 7 o'clock.
A Southside restaurant has raised more than $8,300 for the family of a fallen Chicago police officer. Joey's Red Hots in Morgan Park. The restaurant had lines going out of the door yesterday. It was donating all proceeds to the loved ones of Officer Andres Vasquez Lasso. He was shot and killed in the line of duty earlier this month.
One of 2 people charged with shooting an off-duty Oak Park police officer has been sentenced to 30 years in prison. Prosecutors say David Bush and another man tried to rob the officer at his Roseland home. That was in 2015. The officer fired his own gun but was hit with several rounds by the offenders. He did survive this attack.
Governor J.B. Pritzker is one of 14 Democratic governors asking pharmacies to preserve access to abortion pills. This comes after Walgreens announced it would not distribute the medication in states where attorneys generals have threatened legal action.
We're watching this today. Chicago's home of chicken and waffles celebrates 15 years in business. The restaurant is thanking customers with free, you know it, chicken and waffles. The giveaway is between 1 and 5 at 39th and King Drive in Bronzeville. They're expected to give away at least 1,000 meals. We know exactly where that is.
Wow. But I've never been.
You've never been there?
I have never been.
Oh, man. Go get you some today. Look, get in line
yeah,
to get you some
I'm going to wait. I'm going to let everybody else get the free ones today, and then I'll go and pay. Yeah, I don't want to deal with the lines.
Yeah, it's a long time.
All right, you're live in local news. It's just getting started as we stream out loud this morning. Coming up, the I-Team warning about phishing emails and texts, how new chatbot technology can be used to fool you, and what you can do to protect yourself.
But first, Tracy's got your AccuWeather forecast. Nice change is heading our way today. We'll talk about that next. All right, live look outside. Got the sunshine. It's here. Plenty of this coming up today, Tracy. And unlike yesterday, that sunshine's actually going to warm us up a little bit today.
Yeah, I know you were trying to take a walk to see if you could see.
I sure was.
Some sun, right? Well, good morning, everybody. Yeah, sunny, cold start to our day. Some of our wind chills this morning are even in the teens. Now, as we look into the afternoon, highs are going to get up around 50 degrees. Going to be breezy. We're expecting more clouds this afternoon. But this evening, still dry, still mild, still kind of windy. And as you look at the wind forecast, you can see our wind gusts, nothing that would meet advisory criteria, but we will get some of those wind gusts over 20 to 25 miles per hour. Now, here's the look satellite and radar. A few passing high clouds this morning, but out in the west, well west, and we're talking the coast once again. Yep, getting more rain. The East Coast, the Northeast, getting impacted by a diminishing low pressure or nor'easter that brought them some very heavy snow. As for us, you look at the futurecast, and here's our future into this afternoon, and you do see more cloud cover coming our way. And eventually, we're going to get some rain out of here, and that is happening tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, rain chances will be on the increase, and that rain is going to increase into the evening hours too. So elevated chances of precipitation here for us tomorrow. Right now, temperatures are mainly in the mid-20s. We do have wind chills between about 13 and 23 degrees this morning. Highs today around 50. Roz?
We have some breaking news in southwest suburban Lockport. We're hearing of a head-on collision. This is a deadly crash on State Street, just south of Riley Avenue. One person was killed. One person is listed in critical condition, according to police in Lockport. So we are going to send the chopper down there in just a second. But right now, we take a look at another crash in the suburbs in Waukegan, Glen Flora, and Macquarie. We've got local police dealing with that. Travel times averaging 45 minutes on most of your inbound expressways. And then we've got this fire in Franklin Park, and that's where Chopper 7 is now. It's on Mannheim, just the other side of Fullerton. It's in the Lido Motel, second floor. A lot of smoke. We're not hearing of any injuries there, but they're still working on it. And part of Mannheim, northbound Mannheim, is closed at Fullerton, so you will need to detour around that. But the chopper is going to be heading to Lockport right now. Val, back to you.
All right, Roz, thank you. Now an I-team alert about artificial intelligence and how scammers can use it to send you texts and emails that might look very real. Consumer investigator Jason Knowles shares what to look out for.
It's a legitimate and popular online tool called ChatGPT, which can create well-written letters. But tech experts say thieves can also use it for wrongdoing. It's artificial intelligence that can easily create summaries or stories in human-like language. It's called ChatGPT. Here's how it works. So I said, write me a letter about ABC7 Chicago. Let's see what it does. It says ABC7 Chicago is a television station that serves the Chicago metropolitan area, offering news, weather, sports, and other programming. And it's quite thorough. It goes on and on.
It's become hugely popular very quickly.
Alex Hammerstone from the tech security group Trusted Sec says, like anything popular, criminals may find ways to abuse the chatbot technology.
So the scammers know about this and they're using it to fool you.
They are, they're able to craft, well-written, scam emails.
Now, if a scammer uses ChatGPT, it makes the job easier and could increase the volume of phishing attacks, which may convince you to click a malicious link or hand over personal information. Plus, ChatGPT summaries may now be very well written with perfect grammar. That means you want to be on guard now for texts and emails that look well written. That goes against traditional warnings.
One of the biggest pieces of advice that we've always given over the years for these phishing attacks or phishing emails and other things are to look for poorly written emails. A lot of the people who write these are based overseas and maybe English isn't their first language.
A spokesperson for OpenAI, the company that developed ChatGPT, says we don't want ChatGPT to be used for misleading purposes anywhere, and pointed the I-team to the company's other tech called Classifier Tool, which helps differentiate between AI-written and human-written text. But if you don't double-check,
it's almost impossible to discern some of these phishing attacks from a legitimate email at this point.
One way to avoid phishing texts or emails altogether is to ignore any unsolicited correspondence. If you think a company or government agency legitimately reached out to you, call them directly to verify. You can report phishing schemes by going to our website, abc7chicago.com. Jason Knowles, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Jason, thank you for that report. Still to stream this morning, good news for people with diabetes. Another company lowers the cost of insulin. That's ahead. We're back in 90 seconds.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
Today, the FAA is holding a safety summit after a series of close calls involving commercial flights. The agency will discuss what is causing the increase in incidents as well as safety efforts. U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg will be in today's summit and is scheduled to speak.
New regulations have just been proposed to make drinking water safer. The Environmental Protection Agency wants water systems to be monitored for so-called forever chemicals. They're known as PFAs. They remain in the atmosphere and the body, possibly causing serious health problems. The EPA says regular checks for those chemicals in water will prevent thousands of deaths. A decision on the proposal is expected later on this year.
Another drug company has announced it will cut the price of insulin. This time, it's Novo Nordisk. The drug maker says American customers could see prices reduced by up to 75% starting January 1st. The products include pre-filled pens along with vials of short and long-acting insulin products. Earlier this year, Eli Lilly announced it would reduce insulin prices.
This morning, the Naperville Park District is apologizing to those trying to sign up for spring programs and summer camps because of continued delays online. The Daily Herald says organizers are blaming a third-party software problems for this. Registration opened last week, but people have complained about not being able to get through. When they finally connect, the programs are already filled up. Some activities will be expanded for those who could not get through. It's a struggle every year for those summer programs. Even in the city, it's really hard to get into those.
I know.
Online. Yeah.
And then this is the time to start thinking about it. Almost too late.
I know. Spring and summer programs. Yeah. All right. We're going to link up with everybody right now that's watching Good Morning America. Tanya Babbage will have a news update on TV, and you'll see it right here, too.
And then when we come back, sneakerheads get ready. A pair of shoes is expected to fetch up for upwards of $4 million at an auction next month.
Now, an update from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. It is 7:23. I'm Tanya Babbage. The search ramps up today for the next superintendent of the Chicago Police Department. David Brown steps down tomorrow. This morning, the Community Commission for Public Safety and Accountability will discuss the nationwide search for the next superintendent. The commission will give criteria and a timeline for the search. A short list of recommendations will then go to the new mayor for a final decision. The group has 120 days to present its choices. Until then, First Deputy Eric Carter will serve as interim superintendent. Let's get a check of our ABC 7 AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Tracy Butler.
Hi there, Tanya. Good morning. Hey, we're starting off pretty cold out there this morning. Right now, 24 in Naperville, 22 degrees in Lombard, Cicero 25, Des Plaines at 25, 21 in Gary, and 21 degrees right now in Maryville. These wind chills this morning do bring us down. It feels like it's 15 in Hampshire, 18 at O'Hare, 15 right now in Maryville. Today, oh my goodness, we'll forget about the cold this afternoon with those high temperatures headed up around 50 degrees. We are going to keep it dry here today, but rain chances do increase here tomorrow. We will take a break, Roz, after this.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Advocate Aurora Health.
Welcome back. We've got a couple big problems in the suburbs. A deadly crash in Lockport. State Street closed between Oak Avenue and Lewis Ray Parkway. This was a head-on collision. One person died, one person critical. State police are assisting. Now we're hearing of a really bad crash in Bartlett. IDOT may be aware of this. Route 59 and West Bartlett Road. This involves 3 cars and a school bus. So they're shutting down Route 59 in that area. Travel times 45 to 50 minutes, and state police are investigating southbound Dan Ryan at 87th. Possible shooting, possibly shutting it down.
Another live look outside. Nice and sunny out there right now. Got plenty of that coming up today. It'll get warmer out there too. We'll check in with Tracy in just a little bit. First, though, want to get to the winning shoes. Michael Jordan's winning shoes. Probably going to set a new record at auction. These are the Air Jordans that he wore during the 1998 NBA Finals Game 2. That's the last dance season. Sotheby's expects them to go up for up to $4 million.
Wow.
Yeah, that would top the current record. Also a pair of Jordans that sold in 2021 for $1.5 million. Bidding opens on April 3rd.
That's a lot.
I love me some Jordans, man. But $4 million. Somebody's got it.
And then do you just put them up? You know, yeah,
you
you
can't
have
wear
to.
them.
Yeah,
Right.
they're just a showpiece. But somebody with a lot of money won't think twice about getting them.
Oh, yeah. Ain't me.
$1 million. Right? All right, well, coming up, not us, coming up this morning, the city of Aurora honors a 9-year-old. The brave little girl stayed calm, calling 911 when her mom had a medical emergency. Both of them are going to join us live coming up.
And your days of shoveling the sidewalk may be numbered. The city of Chicago might take over the task.
And tomorrow is the last day of work for Chicago Police Superintendent David Brown. The search for his replacement continues.
You're watching ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7, streaming live now.
Now at 7:30, let's take a look at the morning's top stories. The search picks up today for the next Chicago police superintendent. A civilian group called the Community Commission for Public Safety and Accountability will talk about the process for replacing David Brown. His last day is tomorrow. The group has 120 days to present its choices to the next mayor, who will ultimately make the decision.
Today, several Chicago aldermen will voice their support for a proposed ordinance requiring city crews to shovel snow from sidewalks. Currently, property owners are required by law to shovel their own ice and snow-covered sidewalks, but supporters of the ordinance say that's rarely enforced.
And service is back up and running, but this is what it looked like last night when CTA passengers had to be evacuated from a train stalled near the Merchandise Mart because of a power outage.
I said it earlier.
Yeah.
I don't even like walking over the bridge.
I know.
Let alone getting off of there and hearing from those folks who talked about how narrow it was and there were gaps in the pathway.
Yeah. Freak me out. Everybody's okay?
Right. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Val Warner.
And I'm Terrell Brown. Live look outside. 31 degrees, plenty of sunshine out there. Tracy, got a nice warm day coming up today.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, once we get past this morning, I mean, you look at some of these temperatures, 21 degrees right now in Gary, 21 right now in Maryville. We have 25 degrees out at Midway and 28 degrees now at the lakefront. So we're starting off with temperatures in the 20s across much of the area this morning. However, we have wind chills that are back in the teens, so it really is a brisk start to our day. This afternoon, though, the numbers come up, and we'll talk more about it in my next report. But Roz, I know you've had a lot of breaking news issues.
I have so many crashes, Tracy. This is just all of a sudden turned upside down. We start with the big picture because we've got travel times upwards of 50 minutes plus on the interior expressways. But now on the Dan Ryan, there is an investigation to a shooting. So IDOT is assisting state police. On the outbound side, they're taking all traffic off at 83rd for whatever the duration is for the investigation. So we're quickly starting to see that traffic backing up. We have other problems. We've got this crash in Bartlett, IDOT assisting here. They have shut down Route 59, which is backed up in both directions at Bartlett Road because of a multiple vehicle crash involving a school bus. And then in Indiana, we've got a crash on eastbound 8094 near Grant Street. That has a whole bunch of traffic backing up there with the 2 right lanes closed for the next 3 hours. Chopper 7 just arrived over Lockport. This was a deadly crash on State Street, and they've got State Street completely shut down in that area. The head-on collision, you can see the damage done to those vehicles. It's completely shut down just south of Riley. Nobody's getting through there, and it could be a while with an ongoing investigation. 1 person died, 1 person in critical condition. So Val and Terrell, this is turning out to be quite the very, very busy rush period.
Yeah,
it's sad too, Russ. Yeah, thank you. Now to a story that's making Chicago proud this morning involving a West Suburban 9-year-old girl.
Yeah, she saved her mother's life by calling 911 during a medical emergency. Aria Lamin was honored for her brave actions last night during the city council meeting in Aurora. Aria and her mom, Karen, are with us live this morning. It's so good to see you both. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for waking up with us. We appreciate it. Karen, real quick, before we talk to Aria, how you doing?
I am hanging in there. I'm just waiting to go to rehab so that I can get back to doing our daily walks and our hikes.
Yeah.
Right. Aria, when you saw your mom passed out, what were your first thoughts?
Call Dad because he was like the closest, and that was like the first thing that went in my mind.
Yeah.
Right. Did you call him first or 911?
I called him first, and he said he tried to be there, but he was still in work. So I decided if he gets here and it's too late, that's not going to be good. So let me just call 911. That's the fastest way.
Smart thinking.
Yeah. And you know what? Let's listen to part of that 911 call.
Is she still passed out?
Yes. She's still breathing, but she's passed out.
We're just going to hang out and talk to each other until they get there to help you, and then I'll call your daddy, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sweetie. You are doing so good, and you are being so brave.
Thank you.
Is there any dogs at your house?
Yes. He's a very nice dog, and he never barks or bites.
Oh. Karen, when you listen to this, what's the first thing that crosses your mind?
It's very emotional, knowing that she was here by herself, but super proud to know that she knew exactly what to do. She knew her address, she knew where her father worked, she knew all the pertinent information to get me the help that I needed as quickly as possible. And again, I cannot thank this little angel enough for helping me out.
I know you are forever, forever grateful to your little angel there. Had you guys rehearsed this? Like, I'm a mom, and I'm thinking, like, what, as a mom listening to your story, I'm like, you always wonder what will your kids do. Had you guys gone over this before? Had you been sick before? Or was this like something that was just out of nowhere?
I had a couple of cervical spinal surgeries and a couple of other surgeries and medical issues. And we had always gone over that, and she already knew where to look to tell the ENTs where to look for my allergies, my medications, everything. While I was in ambulance, I could not talk. She says it's on my mom's phone, under her notes. I don't know where, but at least she knew where to guide them And we had always discussed that, including other things. But the fact that she remembered what to do was completely amazing. 'Cause I don't know if I would have been able to remember all that stuff at that age, or even as an adult.
Yeah,
right.
tell me about it.
And still, as an adult, a situation like that would freak me out. And Aria was so calm and maintained composure the whole time. Are you surprised by that at all?
No, because she has been through so much with my medical issues. But just the fact, just seeing me just completely fall to the floor, especially on the wood floor, and seeing me completely pass out. The fact that she remained as calm as she did, not freaking out, was just absolutely amazing. And I'm just proud of her that she did remember to stay calm and do what she needed to do to get me help.
Aria, we're giving you all this love and accolades for being so calm and courageous, but I got to ask you, were you scared at all?
Yes, I was scared.
Yeah, I got to imagine that was a scary situation. So what did you think about everybody last night at the city council meeting and all of your... Go
It
ahead.
was really, really cool.
Yeah, everybody standing and clapping for you and giving you high fives, and you looked adorable.
Thank you.
What is that you have in your hand there? Is that a big stuffed animal?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So now we're looking at this. It was a big moment last night. Val just mentioned everybody's cheering for you. What does all this mean to you, Aria? How do you feel?
I feel happy, but I'm more happy that Mommy's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. You guys, you know what, Karen? You literally are twins. I don't think your husband had anything to do with Aria, because she's the spitting image of you. Do you have any other kids?
No, she's my miracle child, and so I am thankful for her. And it's funny you say that, because she did look like my husband. She looked nothing like me.
And then she switched. When did she switch? What age? Do you remember?
Probably about a couple years ago. People started saying she looked more like me, and I was like, yes, finally. But we were just happy that she was able to speak. What she wants to do was just speak to the children, and let them know what else they can do. Especially if it's not just their parents, if their parents were having a medical emergency and we're attending to other people, the children are able to call for their parents, even if they don't know what is going on. At least the child can go ahead and make that 911 call when the parents or their guardian, whoever it is that they're with, can make that phone call for them. So she was able to speak on their behalf, and that's what she wanted to do. So she was super excited. And again, I want to thank everybody in Aurora that made that possible for her.
That's it. Oh, tell me about your award.
Want to tell her about your award?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, man. It's nice.
There it
There
is.
we go. Look at that. The Mayor's Award of Excellence, huh?
Nice.
Yeah.
You will have that for a lifetime.
Yep.
You'll never forget this moment. Yes. I think that, I don't know, do kids still do show and tell? Is that a thing? Like when we were coming up, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Kids would do show and tell, where you bring something to school and you show and you tell about it. You definitely have something to do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, I don't even know if you need to show and tell it. Everybody's seen you all over TV, all over the news, here with us this morning. Karen, Aria, it's so good to talk to you. Karen, I'm so glad that you're doing well. This is an incredible story, and just listening to Aria in those moments, I think it touched us all in a really special way. It's so good to see you guys. Thank you.
Thank you for highlighting Aria. I really appreciate it, and you both have a great day.
You too. Take care, you guys. You can watch and read more about Aria's bravery right now on our website, abc7chicago.com. We'll be right back.
Well, good morning to you. We are starting off with temperatures in the 20s, right around 25 degrees. We still have some wind chills that are back in the teens this morning. So rain is going to be arriving, not today, but tomorrow, and it is going to linger into the overnight period Thursday night into Friday. Friday is going to be a day where it's turning colder, it's windy. We see maybe a little bit of a rain-snow mix early Friday, and then Friday afternoon should be dry, just cold. The weekend still looks cold with some stray snow showers here on Saturday and sunshine here on Sunday, but it's still going to be a cold day Sunday. I think Saturday is the colder of the 2 days. Right now, looking at the wind forecast, and those wind speeds are going to be picking up. So we start the day today with temperatures in the 20s. We're going to double some of those numbers today, get up around 50 degrees. 50 here tomorrow, but rain is going to be developing for St. Patrick's Day. Probably start off the day with temperatures in the 40s. Temperatures will be falling on Friday, and then the weekend, it's looking cold. Roz?
We have a lot going on. First, we take a look at the big picture. You can see these delays eastbound 8094 in Indiana approaching Grant. Well, the crash is gone, but the delays are still there. The delays on the Illinois side, 50 minutes to an hour, and we still have all lanes closed on the outbound Dan Ryan. IDOT assisting state police. They're taking everything off at 83rd. This is to investigate a shooting, so we do not have an estimated time when they're going to reopen those lanes to traffic. We've got a lot of suburban issues in Bartlett. There's a multi-vehicle crash involving a bus. Route 59 is closed at Bartlett Road, and there are tremendous delays in all directions there. And then in Lockport, we've got State Street closed from Grandview Avenue to LaSalle Court. Chopper 7 is over it. This was a deadly head-on collision, and there you can see it. One person died on the scene. The other was taken to a local hospital in serious condition, and state police are assisting. They'll have this shut down until they complete their investigation, so you will need to detour around this. Again, this is State Street 171 in Lockport. Val and Terrell.
All right, Roz. Sad. Yeah, sad story there. Thank you. Now to today's talkers, to how many times you can wear different types of clothing without washing them. Now they're basing this on the smell. Here's a few from CNN articles. Pajamas once a week if you shower before bed, or daily if you don't shower first.
Okay.
Okay.
Coats.
Coats, yes.
And jackets once a month.
Okay. Jeans once a month. Workout clothes after wearing them once. Oh, well, of course. I think that goes without saying.
Yeah.
So let's go back over this.
So pajamas.
Once a week if you shower before bed. Okay, are you guys shower before bed, folks, or shower in the morning, folks?
Morning.
I'm morning, too.
Morning? I'm both.
I'm both.
Yeah.
Before bed and in the morning?
Well, because I'll wash my hair at night.
Yeah.
And then I'll shower again in the morning, so, you know.
Really?
Yeah. Same here. I don't think I really... I mean, I do, when they get dirty and they don't smell good, I'll throw them in the wash, but I don't really think to wash the pajamas. Just like, same thing with my coat. I don't think to wash that either.
I don't think to wash my
I don't think I've ever washed a coat.
Well, I have.
Yeah, I feel like I've washed clothes. But pajamas, I feel like I wash more than once a week because I get hot at night.
And sweat.
Yeah, so I sweat in my sleep. So I'm if I have on jammies.
I was about to say, I don't, right?
I guess
exactly. That's what
if I have on jammies, I don't know. But you know what? This is going to sound so crazy. I feel like I sweat more when I don't wear jammies than when I do wear my jammies.
Well,
yeah, you would think it would be
soaking up all the.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the jammies, maybe.
I don't know. It could be the time of the life I'm in.
Been there.
Been there, done that. Yeah, I need some advice. So yeah, jeans. I feel like I never wash jeans.
I never wash jeans.
Yeah, that can go for a long time.
Yeah. They can go forever. What about sheets? That's not on this list. We didn't talk about sheets. It's supposed to be, I think, once a week.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
And you too.
Sure.
Okay, because you've got teens and you've got, you know.
Yes.
Okay. How often do they wash their sheets?
Never.
Do they need to?
I make mine every week. We change them.
Really?
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Faithfully.
Yeah. I mean, I make her do the work. I throw them in and everything.
Yeah.
So the one who's in college?
Oh, I have no clue. I have no idea what's going on up there.
Val, you know
college?
what? Yeah, I don't know, but you know what? I think Zoe does, because sometimes we talk so much. I feel like when I'm talking to her, she's putting the sheets on or something.
Oh, you
but
lucky.
probably not as often as she should, though.
I don't even want to tell you, with Sarah, first year she went to college, how often she washed her
Never.
sheets. I'm not saying. I don't want to embarrass her.
Oh, man.
But it was not good.
Child today, because I honestly never even thought about it with her. I know.
Yeah, like
not
what
to
they're
say
doing
out of
there.
sight, out of mind, but
I bet you think about it
No.
when she's ordering the detergent. I don't know. Do you guys, your kids ordering like supplies left and right?
They use
Just
mine.
goes and buy.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
they
she comes
did.
on. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
anyway. All right, moving on.
So a question for you this morning. What would you do if you saw your job posted online and the job online was for $30,000 more for the job that you currently have? Right. A 25-year-old woman in New York City noticed that her company posted a job listing for the same job that she does, a tech writer. And the advertised pay was a lot more than she was making, $32,000 to $90,000. Okay. And to make things worse, she'd been taking.
Wait, she was making $32,000 and they were listing it for $90,000?
Oh. And then she had actually been taking, or she'd been trying to get a bump in salary for months and hadn't had any luck. So she applied for the new job. She tweeted about it. It went viral. The company responded by taking the listing down and then reposting it as a separate job. And then they claimed it was an internal posting. It was never meant for anyone to see externally.
She might be able to get an attorney.
You know what I'm saying? Look, it wouldn't be a job for anybody to have, because I'd burn the whole damn thing down after seeing that. It would make me so mad. I mean, it just...
Yeah, that's
it's
not
two
cool.
things you don't play with, and that is people's money and their vacation time. I say that all the time. And how do you do that? I don't even know how that happens.
That is a definite morale problem.
That's a problem.
Huge problem. Okay, I'm just going to play one little side here. Not that I'm saying that what the company did was correct, but what if she wasn't really doing the job that
I didn't think about it like that.
That's what I'm saying. You have to think about all the sides.
I didn't think about it
you know,
like
not
that.
that I think the company did the right thing
Right.
by doing that necessarily, but
maybe that was their way of getting rid of her and they didn't want to.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
That's so sneaky.
Yeah. They just wanted to force her out. So they said, okay, you know what, we'll post her job for $60,000 more.
Wow. Right. Let you get mad about it and quit.
not very transparent.
Actually, smart. Did not think about that.
Yeah.
Eyewitness News streaming out loud. We'll take a quick break. We're back with more in 90 seconds. Ooh, slick.
Interesting. Now to an all-star in training.
Yeah, another 9-year-old boy from Georgia is making headlines this morning over what he's done with a basketball. Here's ABC's Will Gans.
It's the moment Zeke Wozniak has been training for months.
Woohoo! Let's go! I got that for a Christmas gift, actually, and I've been practicing.
The Georgia 9-year-old dribbling and sinking a shot while steadying himself on a balanced training board.
The hardest part is probably not jumping and having to get a lot of good balance before he could dribble or shoot.
While this particular trick took him 3 months to master, it's just the latest in a long line of basketball trick shots.
Oh, let's go! Woo!
His love of basketball began with the Harlem Globetrotters.
So I was 3.5, and my dad took me to a Harlem Globetrotter game. And when we got home, I just started dribbling around in circles with the man-sized basketball. And then after, I was like, Mom, Dad, can we do a trick shot?
Zeke's now racked up more than 30,000 followers across social media. He's performed as a one-man halftime show, and he's met LeBron James.
We walked in a random gym, and then we were watching this game. And then all of a sudden, we see LeBron, and then I walk up to him. He was really nice about it.
And like King James, Zeke appreciates a good side hustle.
I like to collect money and be an entrepreneur.
Obviously, basketball is the main goal. What are your business dreams?
Well, I've done lemonade, boiled peanuts, and a barbecue.
He's also in the business of teaching his little sister some tricks of her own.
Woo!
So now that he's managed his balance training board shot, what's next?
We're going to do the hoverboard, and we're going to spin around and dribble 3 basketballs and then do a layup with 2 balls after.
That is a lot for me to even comprehend in my mind. But if anyone can do it, you can, Zeke.
I love the game. And to have like basketball practice like twice a week.
Is that the best part of your week?
Yes.
Zeke tells me he's a student first. Yes, 3rd grade comes before basketball, but his dream is to play for the NBA like his basketball idol, Trae Young. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
I definitely think he is well on his way.
Absolutely, he is.
Wow, he's so impressive.
Yeah, he is. I want to get the big news from Lindsay Lohan. The Mean Girls star is pregnant with her first baby. She shared a photo of a baby onesie on Instagram. She wrote that we're blessed and excited. She married her husband last July.
Aw, congratulations to her.
Yep, that's great.
All right, we're out of time already, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so for Tracy Roz, I'm Val Warner.
And I'm Terrell Brown. Appreciate you watching the news at 7. Tanya Babbage will have a news update. There will be weather and traffic too. You're going to hear from everybody in just a moment. From everyone here at ABC 7, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.
This has been Eyewitness News, streaming at 7.